A little bit different than my usual unboxing video. In this video, I'm unboxing the Playmates reissues from the 2003 series, and none other than Rob Paulsen is in my TikTok live chat. And after I take a few minutes to pull my brain together, I invite him on to talk, and he's gracious enough to talk with me and let me use my terrible interview skills for him to give the most amazing interview ever. So I'll go ahead, I'll put a timestamp on this if you want to skip to that. But, you know, enjoy the figures. These are awesome. The voice of Raph and your childhood and my adulthood currently, because he's in so much awesome stuff. He has so many cool projects. But yeah, if you want, skip to that. I'll timestamp it. But man, wild. Turtles unboxing, talking to the man, the myth, the legend, Rob Paulsen. Ooh. Don't mirror the video. And then we're going. We're cooking. Oh man, god damn. You can. Ha 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 ha. Put that there. Look. We have all four turtle bros. Let me close this. What's going on, folks? Tricks Art. What's crack-a-lackin'? Couldn't think of a name. There you go. That is your new name. How's it going, everybody? I've had these. God, I've had these for like 2 weeks now or whatever. Sometimes you just get so much stuff and you get lazy. It doesn't work out. But we have the Playmates 2003 reissues. As you can see, finally, it's the year for 2003 to shine. I hate that they put all the stickers on them. That's annoying. But yeah, which one should we open first? I've never had these figures. By the time 2003 came out, that was kind of where I was out of collecting for a long spell. I'm doing good. How are you doing? It's a nice day, halfway through the day. What do we want to open first, fellas? Ladies, free Donnie. Donnie it is. So let me put the others out of harm's way. We operate here on the flap system. So, because the packaging is so beautiful, I think they weren't super accurate with the packaging because I think each turtle had its own like big head, right? But you can see, I mean, they did as retro as possible, even with like the rivety like pipe hole lid, and there's the bio, the turtle with brains. This one's gonna be hard to flap, folks. I'm not gonna lie to you. The problem with a flap, you see this? If it was all uniform on the side, I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna flap well. I think we gotta go rogue and do a top flap. We've never done a top flap. So here's what we're doing. That's the cleanest way. It's the only way. Not the prettiest way. Just the only way. Come across the top. Pretty good though. The hard part is like cutting on the curved surface. That's where things tend to get a little dicey. This might be one of my most beautiful flaps though. I think I fucking nailed it. Okay. We've flapped. You do that on the bottom? Yeah, the bottom, it's just the way this goes, like it's not a good surface. You need a good bending surface for the flap. So, see? So I feel like the top is the way to go in this one. You know, because they really. What's up, Dakota? Yeah, they went a little too fancy, but it's really cool. And there's the bio. I love the bio card. Who cut out and like saved the bio cards? Yeah, that was not all of them are that smooth, but that was definitely one of the good ones. Do we still have stuff to cut? So here's our Donnie. Look at him. Should I bring you in? Used to have that when he was little. Yeah, I never got the 2003 series. I was all out by then. There are 2 ties. I need to get my Gundam sprue cutters back. Does it have 4 points of articulation? Can't you heat and reglue after? I could, but sounds like a lot of work. For the past 2 retro cards, I've done it on the bottom since there's no divot. Yeah. Usually I like the bottom or the side. Man, look at this Donnie. Yeah, I've never had these guys. So technically for the articulation, what do we got? There's the head for 1. You got the arms. So we're at 3, 4, 5. We're at 5 points of articulation. Well, no. Actually more, because this one they have like the elbow swivel. So it's like 7. And then the legs, you're only getting that, like the hinging. So these ones, they're not necessarily going to stand the prettiest. And look at that grin on Johnny's face. But yeah, these are pretty solid. People have pointed out that like the plastron lining is like really like thick, much thicker than the OGs. And then he actually has a hand swivel too. We're at like 9 parts of articulation. Used to have a really old Foot Ninja. One thing I've always noticed is like there's like it's like hollow there, so you can like press it in. But look at our boy Donnie. His bow staff seems like super long when you do it that way. Okay, so what does he come with? Because it's not enough. This is by Playmates. These are Playmates reissues. So to make him even cooler, he has a cool sword. And there's some nice give to the weapons. They're not like brittle. And the cool axe. And what you're going to do to make Donnie appropriately extreme... Ugh, he has look at that. Now he has like the craziest bow staff that the world has ever seen. That's kind of intense. Thank you for the gift, Kunai. Thank you so much. Very appreciated. A spicy pepper. God damn it. Oh yeah, the staff bends like hell, but look how insane Donnie is. Do you ever modify them? No, not really. I did paint a few of my Mutant Mayhem figures. Is it really long? It's long. It's long as hell. Like it's longer than my face at that point. So it's like, is he overcompensating for something? Probably. So he also comes with throwing stars, which, you know, is that paint? Or I think they did like stickers on either side. Really cool. Super 7 is making 2003 Turtles. That's true. Thank you for the heart, Lucas. Look at that. Thank you so much. Yeah, Super 7 is doing 2003 Turtles. They were going to announce them earlier, but plans got delayed. So the next time they announce figures, they should be showing off 2003 figures. All right, so we got Donnie. Left up, we have Raph, Mikey, or Leo, who's really dominating the packaging. Which one should we go for, folks? What are we doing here? Mikey, right on. Yeah, I guess we'll see, but yeah, I would love to see like a whole bunch of turtles. Trixart came in with the Mikey, so We're going to continue the top flap, but you can... No, that's... What am I thinking? I grabbed Raph. I'm colorblind. This is Mikey. Look at him. Look how beautiful he is. He comes with, like, some special stuff. They put a sticker almost on the face. I don't know what they're doing. The bad guys. Yeah, the bad guys were actually really cool. Yeah, hopefully they do, like, a full wave. I don't see why not, because at this point, the 2003 figures and designs are really, like, untapped. So hopefully Super 7 just goes nuts with them. These were your first TMNT figs? That's rad. Okay, we got a good cut there. We're coming in across the top. Okay, so far so good. I think if I was right-handed it would help, because it's like I can cut that way really good, but for some reason this way, God. Oh, okay. That's a pretty good flap. Society, if Jake Twitchin collected toys. You should collect toys. What are you doing? There's tons of video game toys. I could link you to some, like, expensive-ass Final Fantasy toys. Old Jake Twitchin has been playing Final Fantasy VII DLC or whatever. There's a bunch of expensive-ass, like, Square toys, Jake. Was there a Robot Ninja Turtle figure? Because I'm pretty sure I had it when I was little. Yeah, probably Metalhead. I don't know if there was a Metalhead in the 2003 series. There might have been. You do have a Tifa toy? Yeah. I'm always... There's, like, I'm always thinking of getting some expensive-ass, like, Dragon Quest toys. Because they go really off the deep end with those. Kingdom Hearts figures, yeah, like Japanese video game toys are the worst. What do we start here? So here's old Mikey. Yeah, statues. I should get more Dragon Quest stuff for sure. Kingdom Hearts. I don't know about Kingdom Hearts. Spaz had one of these. Right on, Spaz. Kingdom Hearts, I'll never be convinced that it's good. Never. I've seen Jake play it on his Twitch, and it's good, but I don't know. You live in the town where TMNT was invented? What is that, like Maine? New Hampshire? Some East Coast? You bought Raphael to show and tell it was stolen? Your parents said it was your fault. Northampton, that makes sense. So here's Mikey. Again, same articulation. He can do the full Townsend. I'm going to fucking break that if I'm not paying attention. He's got the Chucks. I think the Chucks are fairly gummy. Not bad. Like, you can move them. I wouldn't move them too much or you'll break them, probably. He's got a nice grin. Mine, there is some little white above the eye. You can apparently, like, do some storage in the back. If I bend it up. See, you could do like so, if you wanted to. Again, I don't like... The leg articulation is kind of effed. You have to bend them in, like, a very specific way. But not bad. He has this thing. Let's see what this is all about. You just got the NECA Last Ronin. Yeah, the Last Ronin stuff is really awesome. I've quite enjoyed that. Not for that thief, Michelangelo would have been the last one I needed. Dang, you can get these now. You can relive your childhood. Any Transformers? I do have some Transformers. I don't have Transforming figures, but I have Transformers action figures that are in their robot mode from YOLO Park. What is this? So, all right. So, it's like a hook thing. And what you do, who's your fave turtle? Generally Mikey, I would say. All right. So, like, this is like a cool zip line thing. You hook this somewhere. You pull on the bottom. And it like goes up. Pretty dope. Kind of fucked. So that's Mikey. That seems... I don't know if he'd be carrying that around in the streets. Where do you find the reissues? I got mine from Target. They should come with every TMNT figure. That would be rad. And of course, Mikey also comes with the throwing stars. Yeah, that's super fun, actually. But I don't know if he's gonna like be roaming the streets. It seems like Batman has a better grappling hook. So there's Mikey. Now we're on. We're down to the wire here, folks. Leo or Raph? What's going on here? Recently in the toy aisle or electronics section, it should be the toy aisle. Leo, Lucas swooping in with the Leo. But you never know. I mean, sometimes at my Target I see them like mixed about. I got them online, so I like they did an online order and they mailed them to me. But people have found them in stores. So Leo, I probably have the most Leonardo action figures. Thank you so much for the heart, Andrea. Look a little... Very sweet. I hope your day is going good. They, again, kills me. The sticker just kills me. But a very cool... Leo comes with spoilers. You can see suction cups. So we gotta go. This... Can we do... a three-peat, a third time perfect hinge? It goes unperfect when it gets all squirrely. Fuck. Uh-oh. Shit. I spoke. I cursed myself. But you know, you just gotta keep going. You gotta keep on living, man. You got a 3-pack for Christmas? Leo, Donnie, and Shredder? Right on. You love Hot Wheels? Hot Wheels are pretty dope. I had a normal amount of those. I didn't especially collect Hot Wheels, but I feel like back in the day you just had Hot Wheels regardless. So why not? Ooh, that was a pretty decent flap. You like James Bond? You want to know a fun story? My middle name is James, and there was a cartoon show called James Bond Jr., and I thought it sucked. And so I was ashamed to have James as a name because I didn't like that cartoon. So I was like, damn. I don't know why, like, I hated it so much, but I did not like that cartoon, and I thought it made me look bad as a James. It was like James Bond Jr. That's my James Bond story. Anybody got a better James Bond story? You got the Wanderer Turtle from Best Buy? Right on. That's another sweet figure. So let's get out Leo. Again, they're really into the throwing stars. So you can see, here's Leo's throwing stars there. Pretty cool. Let me do this. So we have the throwing stars. Let's first check out, Leo has suction cups, which is cool, and I think they really work. Look at this. This is awesome Turbo Pork art. Look, he even signed it. We're friends. Watch. This is the Stranger Things one he did. Put Leo's hands in there. Look at Leo hanging out. Kind of creepy, like face to face with another turtle, but the suction cups really work. How dope is that? Super cool. Shit, I shouldn't have taken it off this hook. Now I won't be able to get it back up. Oh, I think I got it. Fucking nailed it. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the action features. So he has two swords. Again, very bendy. So not not necessarily the best look, but you're not going to break them. And if you got poked in the eye, it'd probably be fine. I mean, it's actually pretty sharp. Don't test it, but you know. The 2007 toys were better. 2007 toys are pretty cool. I don't know about better. I don't think that design necessarily translated super well to toys. But here's Leo, our leader in blue. Is that the Green Power Ranger? Yes. Yes, it is. This is Tommy Oliver. Pretty sweet figure, though. I like all of these. I think they did really well. Like, he has the scabbards. And again, they're nice and, like, spongy, so you're not going to break them. But yeah, this is... There is a Turtles Power Rangers crossover, so, you know. But yeah, these are dope. Like, you just... They go on their hands. I guess, actually, his hand holds on... I guess it's actually like that. Like, he holds on to the thing, and then you can... Man, look at that. Leo is going to be climbing up a storm. That reminded me, we need some Mutant Rangers to go with the Turtles. That would be dope. I would hope they would do more action figures. I don't know if they will, because those got, like, super clearanced. Your toys on your shelf. Yeah, I have a bunch. And thank you for the likes, by the way. Thank you so much. Andrea cranking out the likes. She's a trooper. Always very supportive. Super sweet. Look, that's Leo. Leo's ready to hook on to stuff. Uh-oh, I gotta press it better. Can't really tell, but that's Leo hanging out. Last one, then. Did I show these off? Yeah, it's the same. Leo is like Spider-Man. He really is. He's going for it. He's going for it. Raph. Little 2 Raph. Ooh, got him. He has his own little thing. No stickers on this one. This one's pristine. You really don't. And that's probably because toys, a lot of the toy market has shifted to adults. So you don't get a lot of like toyetic toys anymore. So it is really cool that Playmates just went all the way. It'd be cool if they did the action figures for us with stupid stuff like that, or like they're squirting water. That would be fun. Though I know there's some wrestling figures where you can make them like sweat. Turtles Counted Off. I got these at Target. Though they should be at Walmart. They should be everywhere. They're just usually slow to release. But they briefly popped up online on Target.com. I'll have to check back to see if they come back. But here we go. 4 for 4 on perfect perfect flaps. Is it flappening? God, I'm so... It's really flappening. I'm so proud of that joke. Here we go. Pressure's on. Because again, you're cutting on like a curved corner. Yeah, I mean, yeah, not super articulate. Pretty cool. It's Super 7, though. It'll be interesting to see what they do. Oop. Shit. You have to... The hard part is if you come outside of the plastic, then it goes squirrely as hell. The easy part across the top is really fun. I don't know why. I don't know why the one that's facing me is always so fucking hard. What's up with that? Okay, we got that one, and then I think there's just a little bit of corner left. Okay, what? I think we got it. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, thank you for the follow and the likes, everybody. Pretty good flap, pretty good. And so you can see, like, the more, obviously the more you mess with it, it's gonna come apart more. But generally, I really love preserving that, like, on that hanger experience. I think that's dope. So what do we got here for Raph? Pretty good color. Usually with the reissues, when they try to make Raph again, like, it's always like a sickly lime green color. But finally, we get a good color Raph, you know? Wade Boggs. Wade Boggs is in the chat. Right on, Wade. Where did it go? Just one tie on Raph. Raph is really wilding out. How's it going? I guess I'm just old enough that the Wade Boggs name seems familiar, even though I wasn't a big... Yeah, Raph was just one tie. What a lunatic. Let me... Wow, his sigh is very bent. That's okay, though. That's alright. Oh, his stance is... Wow, his stance is troubled. That's not... He's a very laid-back dude, apparently. Gosh, then let's... One last tie for Raph's action element. So, Raph has again the throwing stars. So you're going to have a ton of throwing stars by the end of this. I got the Leo back in like November at Target. It was accidentally released early. Awesome. That's dope. I love stuff like that. Doesn't happen to me a lot. So Raph, hold on. Let's check out Raph first. Raph is pretty sweet. One of the cooler expressions. And then we'll check them all out. His size, again, nice and bendy, but a pretty good look on the sides. It was rare for Playmates to actually paint the accessories. That didn't happen basically at all. The bendiness, though, that's a wicked hook. That's more like a dagger now. What I want to do... Well... Okay, his arms can do it. So here's Raph. This is like a... I don't know what this is called. Like a zip line. It's a zip line. That was the first time that happened to me, and I haven't found the other three yet. Yeah, hopefully you find them soon. Because that would be cool. As the soul and voice of the OG Raph... No kidding! No kidding. Are you fucking kidding me? Rob Paulsen? That's wild. That's wild as hell, everybody. Fucking... I don't know if you like swearing or not. I'm an asshole, but damn, that's cool, man. You're so many people's childhoods. That's wild as hell. Don't even know what to say. But look. You gotta go. That actually works really smoothly. Yeah, who do we love more? 80s Raph or 2012 Donnie? I think, like, I got the best of both worlds because I never grew up. And so I think 2012 Donnie. And then in Rise, too, man. Freaking A. That is super cool. But this is... Raph has the best action, so... This is the magic of Rob. Like, that's smooth as hell. So, do you have all these figures, Rob? Do you collect? Do they send... If they like make figures based on your characters, do they send them to you automatically? Was that ever a thing? I feel like that should be a thing, right? Occasionally. Like, you should... Like... Not that I'd ever be in a place to demand it, but if I was ever doing something like that, I would demand a copy of figures in my contract. Where's Leo? We have to take Leo off the thing. Look, here's all the 4 brothers. I can't figure out. You have a bunch of cells from your shows. That's cool too. That's dope. How many, like, wouldn't there be like thousands and thousands of cells? Like, just like stacks of them for an episode? It'd be cool to get like a full episode if you could. And like re-photograph it. And just like... Has anybody ever done that? I feel like that should be a thing. Where if they just take all the cells and just somebody just refilms them. Do you voice the movie too? Some were more valuable than others. Yeah, I assume it's the kind of thing where it's like, once everything's done, they kind of like give them out to people. So it's probably hard to like bring them all back together. Just the tunes. Oh, that's so cool. This is the coolest live I've ever had. Nothing's gonna top this. I kind of want to put Leo on my phone. What happens if I do that? Is that gonna... It sticks. That's Leo on there. Oh shit, I should not have done that. That was a mistake. You can't see it though. But Leo is freaking on my phone now. Oh shit, hold on. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Are you doing... What's the new stuff you're doing, Rob? Give us a scoop. Animaniacs, Pinky, Tick, TMNT. That's wild. I don't think I ever watched The Mask. Though I must have, because I had Mask toys. But for some reason that one didn't like lodge into my brain. Man, that's super cool. Do you have Shredder or Super Shredder? No, I have the original Super Shredder. Close up, I have this Shredder. I have the Super 7 Shredder, which we were talking about before. Yeah, Rob is awesome. Like, it doesn't get cooler than Rob. A cool new show from DreamWorks called Fright Crew on Hulu. You know what to do, folks. You know what to do. I think I have Hulu. I'm really lazy with watching stuff. Let's see. Obviously, I probably shouldn't. I can't show it. Fright Crew from Hulu. You never knew Kevin Nash was Super Shredder? Kevin Nash was a tall dude. Look, let's pull it up. We got time. I still have... I don't know how long... What's math? 25 minutes? Fright Crew from Hulu. Let's do it. I just want to see. But yeah, this is my Shredder. I like Shredder taller than the Turtles, so I think this is pretty good size. But if you want a hint of what Super 7 is kind of doing, it's stuff like that. So, you know, I would assume they'll do a Super 7, like a 2003 Shredder. Why can't I search? Wait, hold on. Fright Crew. No, not Flight Crew. Hold on. Is it already out? Or is it like coming out soon? Fright. There's Fright. Oh, yeah. It says it's on Peacock, though. Am I getting it right? Look, I'll show you. I'll show you. Hold on, folks. Oh, fuck. Can you see? Can you see in the light? Is that it? 2 ways to watch? God, don't live anywhere where the sun is. It ruins it. Start your free trial. God damn it. It's the way it's connected is odd. Who's Dude, they don't have your pic. What are they doing, man? They're messing up. There's gotta be. I swear I have Hulu. Why can't... There's gotta be a way to search on Hulu, right? Why am I so incompetent? Hold on, we can figure this out. Nope, that was not it. That was not it. That was a mistake. Wait, look, here's what we're gonna do. Is this riveting? Is everyone riveted? There we go. God. Yeah, there we go, folks. Season 1, 10 episodes. It looks like season 2 is on like Peacock or something. What if I play it in the background? I wonder if TikTok would. Oh, the ads. Working on season 2 now? That's dope. Do you want to come on live and talk about it? On this Small Time Weirdos live? I'll give you the floor. Oh, shit, don't look at that. Hold on. Look. If you want to, you can tell everyone about it. We have 20 minutes. What's up, no chewing? We're just hanging out, talking turtles. We have probably the coolest turtle person ever, Rob, in the house, delighting us with his new project. But yeah, I've had these, the Playmates reissues for a long, long time. super dope. Whoa. Holy crap.
How you doing,
I'm doing good. How are you?
man? I'm breathing. I'm not in jail. Day's not over yet. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, me either. I've never I've never been close to going to jail. So,
Well,
we're
day's
doing
not
good.
over, pal. So you never know. This is very nice of you to make such a fuss over turtles. Pardon me. It is a remarkable experience, to be sure, to be part of anything that turns out to be Ninja Turtles. And I have to say, pardon me, sir. I don't know your first name.
It's Cody. Nice to
Cody.
meet you, Rob.
My great pleasure, Cody. I love this new technology. I'm pretty old. People may not know this, but I was the entertainment at the Last Supper. I was Shecky of Arimathea.
Hey,
I've been
that's
around.
longevity.
Yeah, man, Jesus, what a party. But this technology in which you sort of peruse TikTok, and then I see Cody and all these lovely people talking about turtles. This is an, no pun intended, an evergreen, literally bulletproof franchise, man. I've never in my career experienced anything that has been so much a part of so many people's lives around the world. And I honestly didn't know until probably the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years doing a lot of conventions, of the extent to which these characters connect with people. It's pretty remarkable, Cody.
So, why do you think that is? And obviously you're a huge part of it. I mean, cuz I don't think Turtles would have been Turtles without the cartoon show kicking it off.
Yeah.
And so,
Well,
as you've gone about the world and met people, why do you think the Turtles is so,
I, honestly,
expansive and into
leave it on.
everyone's hearts?
Yeah, it's a fair question, and God Almighty, if those of us who were lucky enough to make a living doing essentially what got us in trouble in high school could figure out that formula, every show would sell $6 billion worth of merchandise and
Right?
connect with people. But I, I have to believe that it's first of all, it's just flat entertaining. It was absolutely original. When we got the call to read for it to a man, every one of us said, "What?" But it's Hollywood, so nothing's, and it's cartoons. Nothing's off limit. You can. I worked on a show a million years ago called the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. So you can do
I
whatever you
remember
want
that.
with cartoons. But I think it struck a nerve because it was unusual. The theme song, written by Chuck Lorre, who also created Big Bang Theory, was
Yeah, that's wild. That always blows my mind that
I know,
he is
like
also
me
at
as
the heart of
well.
Turtles.
Um, a, was a very catchy song. It told you all about in what 60 seconds. Told you all about the show. Gave you every lead character's name, including Shredder, and it was a very easy song to remember, and it just struck a chord. However, Cody, much deeper than that. Now, I meet people probably your age, maybe a little older, some younger. The mean age of the fans whom I meet at events around the world is probably about 40. And
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm cracking into 40 in a few
right,
years.
my son's 39 and is a turtle freak. He's in the video game business. But the stories I hear from people who will say, Mr. Paulsen, I'm 42 years old, and these are my children, this is my wife, we're all wearing our Ninja Turtle stuff. Because I was in the foster home system from the time I was 6 months old until I was 18. And I had to move homes 3 or 4 times. And as you can imagine, it was quite difficult as a child. But as long as there was a television, Ninja Turtles were my sort of de facto family, my safe place. And every time I moved to a new home, a new school, which I can't even imagine as a child moving to one school after another, I had something which I could connect with kids over. The new family would allow me to watch Turtles. And so now I'm fine. I never met my birth parents, but my wife and children understand what Ninja. honest to God, Cody, that stuff happens all the time, and it is overwhelming in the most glorious sense. It's not about my paycheck or ratings or even merchandise. It is about a deep connection of joy and comfort, and it's pretty cool.
I imagine so, because like even like your voice is so iconic, and you've been in all of our lives. Like basically, many people like almost my whole life, and many people their whole life. So I imagine even as you're just like walking about in public, that's probably even harder because maybe some folks can wear disguise, but I guess you're a voice pro. So do you ever like disguise your voice to go like incognito?
Well, I don't. Firstly, it's not like being Brad Pitt. You know, I can go anywhere I want. Occasionally, I don't know, probably 6, 7 times a month, people recognize me at a Starbucks or grocery store. Quite a bit at airports. I'm on the road a lot. I'm leaving again tomorrow, uh, the beauty of what I do, Cody, is all it does is make both sides of the equation really happy. When someone says, "Oh my God, you're Pinky," or "You're Raphael," or "You're Carl Weezer," oh my God, and often people get tearful, and men and women, and they'll say, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening," and I tell them, "I know exactly what's happening, man. You heard these characters when you're a little brain. Oh, you're Pinky."
Oh no, did we lose him? Hmm. It is wild though. I don't know. Can anybody hear him? I can't. I don't know what happened. But it's true. Like the voice is, you don't realize how much into your brain and heart the voice is. Come back to us, Rob. Come back to us. He's muted. No, it says like it like paused. Yeah, right at the best part. No, I didn't. I didn't. My hand. I didn't touch. I've touched nothing. It says live paused. Hmm. The guest will be back soon. Maybe he had like connection issues or something. But that's wild. It is. It is. That's why I tell people to get on TikTok. He's probably muted. No, it says his live is like paused. Yeah, he's probably like busy. Like his voice instantly triggered PJ from a Goofy movie. It's kind of crazy. Like I'm terrible with like you know how folks like can like quote a movie and they like know every actor in it? Like I'm terrible with stuff like that. I have the worst memory. Um but there's basically probably literally all your childhood is like he's in it because he's so influential, which is crazy. Yeah, I think his connection died. What a Rob Paulsen. Um, it was Fright Crew. I had it pulled up. Yeah, Fright Crew, and crew is spelled with it's Krew. Was the new show he's working on. They said they're working on season 2. It looks like it's on Hulu and Peacock. I know what I'm watching right after this. I mean, I'm just working. So, working. That was freaking cool, though. Yeah, let me. Here, I'll show you. Look, if everybody can see. Hold on, I gotta flip the camera. God, that's his new show. Fright Crew. Can you zoom on TikTok? Fright Crew. Yeah. So, if you want to check that out, season 1, it looks like a spooky show. That is that's cool. That's cool. That's a touch with greatness and wonder there for sure. He's the coolest dude. What a cool guy. It was Raphael. Yeah, my face is burning. He was just starting to do the voices too. It's tragic. But yeah, like I was equally mind blown like how cool that was and by how cool his figure is. I really do think they should send him all the figures. Yeah, it looks really cool. It has like a fun style. And there's 10 episodes in the first season. I want to see what his character is. Created by Eli Roth. That's like Eli Roth is like the horror guy, right? That's pretty wild. I didn't know he was doing that. Huh. That's dope. Check IMDb. Yeah, that's true. That's the ironic thing when you're like live streaming from your phone, you have access to all the information in the world, but you just can't use any of it. And thank you for the gifts, by the way. Like y'all are very sweet. You don't ever have to send me gifts. So like hopefully you're not spending a ton of money on them at all. Like you don't ever have to like send me a gift. It's just enough to like hang out. I always have a huge delight with that. I could hold on. Let's go on my work computer. Shh. We're not doing this. Hmm. Ah, blocked. Of course. I'm on lunch though. It doesn't count. Hey. Yeah, no, that was freaking cool. I was just we're looking up do you do in Fright Crew? It's on Hulu and it looks like Peacock. I'm just trying to look up the cast. Lou Guru? Lunch, yeah, lunch. Like I like to go live during my lunches, because work is terrible. Freaking work computers. Why would they block IMDb? Like, of all the websites to block, I feel like IMDb is the most harmless one. But maybe Wikipedia? It says it has been renewed. Lou Guru, a werewolf. That's freaking rad. Yeah, I mean, I have 8 minutes, not to rush you. If you wanted to come back on, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, it's been a delight hearing about just what's going on and everything. But yeah, I think all of us are definitely going to check it out. Let's trade some turtles. I don't really trade. Are you
Okay,
back?
I'm back.
Yeah. So tell us the scoop on Fright Crew. Is it's Eli Roth like the horror
Yeah,
director guy?
that's right. Eli Roth created and produced Fright Crew. It's pretty cool. It takes place in New Orleans, where all the cool vampire stuff is, And I get to play a werewolf. Most of the work I've been known for is comedy stuff and a lot of music. But it's great fun. It's DreamWorks. Anytime you can work with DreamWorks, you get really great folks, wonderful writers. It's DreamWorks. It's like working with Mr. Spielberg on Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain. You get really good folks. And look, I'm very flattered that you're making a fuss over me, and I'm good at my job. Jesus, I ought to be. I've been here for a million years, but man, I don't draw them and I don't write them. I'm no better at my job than you are at yours. But
I think you're a little better, and I think you're
well,
a little more committed.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna assume that you're just being extra kind. But the fact is that when you're surrounded by so many gifted artists, writers, colorists, all the people who are very instrumental, and animation can't be done without them. Even on Jimmy Neutron, it was all kind of 3D stuff, computer generated stuff. But these artists,
Sorry. Dumb
so
work alarm. It's fine.
these
The
artists draw
artists.
and create with their pencils, and they act with their pencils or their computers. It's a remarkable skill, which I have zero aptitude for. I am just an actor and a singer, and so yeah, Fright Crew is a blast. We just got picked up for our second season. I and my partner Randy Rogel, who wrote most of the music people know from Animaniacs, we take Animaniacs in concert around the country, which is a
Oh,
blast.
really?
I've got 3 shows this weekend in Dubuque, Iowa, Schaumburg, Illinois, and Lebanon, Illinois. Last weekend we were in Wyoming and Colorado, but it's really a blast. So for anybody who's interested, you can go to my website, which is robpaulsenvoice.com, Paulsen, robpaulsenvoice.com, and you can see, all the concerts we'll be doing. And we also now have Maurice, my friend the Brain, is with us. So we have some proprietary Pinky and the Brain music and stuff just for the show. But it's pretty cool. That music, countries of the world and capitals, and Randy's music is pretty outstanding. So I'm having a blast. Fortunately, nobody cares what I look like. The cool thing about being a voice actor is that, you can just look like an old man like me. But as long as
Hey,
I
you're a handsome dude though. I'm surprised. Like, do you ever do, or have you ever wanted to do like on-screen acting?
I did quite a bit of it. Yeah, when I first moved here, Cody, in 1978, I did a lot of episodic television, a whole bunch of on-camera commercials, maybe half a dozen movies. But man, once I started doing cartoons, I said, "This is the gig." Nobody cares what I look like. It's literally the purest form of acting. You're creating monsters and music, and it's all about your chops and your willingness to play and be creative. And when you're around people, like Billy West and Maurice LaMarche and Tress MacNeille and Frank Welker and Peter Cullen and all these stupid, talented people, you you get better. I've been a very lucky boat to have been brought to by a very high tide. I'm much better because these people have all been around me, and it's really cool to work with people, not only whom you choose to be your friends, but who are literally your heroes in real time. I've worked with all those folks hundreds of times, and every single session they blow my mind. Now there are new folks in town, Eric Bauza and a couple other folks who are just killing it, and we learn from them as well. So it's a wonderful way to make a living. It sure beats lifting stuff. And you guys out there have just been wonderful to support both I and all my friends who do work that we cannot thank you enough for supporting. So thank you very
No,
much.
I mean, our thanks to you been the delight of our life. I am wondering at this point, is it a lot of in studio work, or do you guys get to work from home?
Well, we get to work from home, but I'm an old Hollywood dog, man. I like being in the studio. I'm better around. For instance, on Animaniacs, it was a very good show, and we did a reboot that turned out great. The music was spectacular. It probably took almost 200 people to do half an hour's $500,000 per episode. That's what you get when you have Mr. Spielberg. But for instance, on Pinky and the Brain would always ask Pinky, "Are you pondering?" And I would come up with some weird non sequitur. Now, most of those were written, but because it was so much fun and utterly creative, we're totally unencumbered by anything but our imagination. I came up with a lot of those, and whether or not they ended up in the show isn't really so much the point as the general effect of having everyone put their egos aside. Writers are happy to have actors add something. Actors don't mind being told, "Now let's try something else." And all that energy ended up on the screen. And I have a feeling that's in large part, and same with Turtles. It was an utterly egoless pursuit. Everybody really literally worked together, and whatever the best joke, setup, response was, that ended up in the show. And the proof, as they say, is in the pudding. During COVID, I recorded probably half a dozen episodes of Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain from home, but I'd much rather be with the other actors. It's convenient, but it's just not the same. So going to conventions with all the Turtle guys and Animaniacs in concert is just a blast because I get to hang out with so many of my buddies. And we see each other, and I get to meet people and find out that they love Animaniacs. Oh, Pinky the Brain, or Carl Weezer, or Raphael, or Donatello. It's the coolest thing in the world, Cody. So thank you so much. It's clear I've been well cast as a voice actor because I haven't shut up for the time you've given me. But I really
No,
appreciate
this is a pro. I was curious, and I'll keep you as long as you want. It's my honor to talk to you at all. With the live Animaniacs, does that have like a full orchestra? Is that
it.
like the whole production?
Interesting question. Depending upon the venue, this weekend, Randy, Maurice, and I will be doing 3 shows, and it will just be with a piano and Randy and me. Um, those are generally smaller crowds, 700, 800 and smaller, 400 or 500. And it's a blast because the music is the music. And whether I'm singing, it's a great big universe and we're all really puny. We're just tiny little specks about the size of Mickey Rooney or United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama. It's Randy's music that's the star. And I tell people all the time, is how on earth did you sing that song with all the countries? Well, as I mentioned earlier, I'm good at my job, but Jesus Christ, I live in Hollywood. You can throw a dart and hit a great singer. What you can't do is find people to write that stuff. And Randy is from another planet. That music is profoundly powerful. And the same thing with the same thing as conventions, as with Animaniacs in concert, the mean age of the audience is about 40. They all bring their kids. People my age bring their kids and grandkids, and we just have a ball. However, we do 3 different permutations of the show. The show's the same, the content, but we do it sometimes with a 5-piece band, and we've got a few of those coming up in New York later this year. On March 30th, we're doing the show with the Toronto Symphony, which is 88 pieces, and it happens to be Maurice's birthday, and he's from Toronto. So those are great too. But in any case, whether we have a band, small band, orchestra, or just a piano, we have big animation on a big screen and perform in sync so that Yakko is singing United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama in time with the screen. And it's a pretty cool parlor trick. But it's an absolute blast. And we're not a tribute band. We're the guys who did it. So I think that gives it a little more credibility, and we just have a blast.
Do you go through like a full episode, or it's just the musical numbers?
Yeah, it's just the musical numbers. However, we do probably 3 or 4 songs that never made it that are spectacular. We do songs that never made it, and then we play the version of the song that did make it. So you have 2 or 3 versions of the same song, stories behind where the songs came from. We often do a Q&A or a meet and greet afterwards, which is nothing but an absolute joy. And all of it serves to do nothing but make a whole lot of people happy. I mean, Jesus, I'm in the happy business, Cody, and I don't know that there's a more wonderful way to go through life. But we could have a killer animated show with Jesus in the main character, and if nobody watches it, we got nothing. So all of you out there who are kind enough to have paid attention all these years, it's not faint praise. We have nothing without you. So thank you so much for watching.
No, it's been great, and I feel like all of your fans they'll let you keep doing it forever. How do you protect your voice though? Like when your voice is like your bread and butter, do you have to take like special precautions?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty good at knowing when it's starting to take a beating, and then I just back off. I don't talk very much between. Like this weekend we'll have 3 shows back to back, 3 different venues, 2 different states. But we do a 2-hour show, and when I'm done, I continue. I drink water all the time, have tea and stuff, and then I just kind of shut up, which is difficult for me, as you can tell. But I'm pretty disciplined in that respect. But I think it's like anything else. Like right now, I'm a little bit worn out from working, but it's like anything else. You know how far you can push it. Also, I've had a real good learning experience. I had 6 years ago. I had a bout with throat cancer. Surprise, not hair cancer or toe cancer. Trust me, the cosmic irony on that of that was not lost on me. But I'm fine. It was a very brutal treatment, as you can imagine. It torched my throat, but it worked, and I'm fine. My the limits of what I can do now is maybe a little bit different, but it hasn't affected my work because I did a bunch of all the brand new Animaniacs that we did 3 seasons of on Hulu were all done after I got over my throat cancer treatment, which is took about a year. So I'm good. I just take it easy, and there are certain characters that are a little more onerous than others. I did a really, really fun character for years on a show called Fairly Odd Parents, called Mark Chang, who's this weird alien dude from a place called Yugopotamia. And that's one I can do for about an hour, and then I got to knock it off. But Yakko, a Pinky, or Carl, none of those are very tough on my throat, Cody.
Oh, so do you find like going the higher pitch ones? That's just, I guess you don't have to like dig as deep.
Well, it depends on the way, the grunge and all that. I did a show called Biker Mice from Mars a million years ago, and I think we did two two shots at that. Anyway, that was more like this, and it's certainly not hard on my voice, but it's kind of like me being. This is probably the baddest I get. More of this guy, but no, it's really it's just about knowing yourself, and producers are very very kind. If you go to a producer and say, "Hey, I'm having a cold," or "I love doing this character, but maybe we can just record the show with me speaking in my normal voice, and then we'll go back and pick it up, and I can blow it out, and everybody can leave, so they don't have to wait for me." And then I won't have to, they're all very, they want to make the show the best. So they're very keen on learning what may or may not be difficult for the actor to do.
When you do a voice, is it like a physical thing that you bring it out, or is it just like all mental? Like, how do you keep all these voices like at the ready? Like, how do you bring that out? I'm always fascinated by that.
Well, I'm a million years old, and I've been doing, I mean, we did what, 295 Ninja Turtle episodes. The first batch, we did another 120 of the 2012 version on Nick. Animaniacs did 100 of those, 100 Pinky and the Brains. Once you get to that point on a show, it it's right there. I mean, it's always there. And those shows really have never left me because even though they'd been over for years, I was doing conventions, which are now, as you know, so ubiquitous. I mean, they're springing up like zits on a 12-year-old,
Yeah, they're huge.
and they're an absolute blast. So when I go, people want to hear Yakko and Pinky and Carl and Raphael and Donnie and Arthur from The Tick or The Mask or Mark, whatever. So they're right there. Nancy Cartwright is one of my dearest friends, and she's been doing Bart for what, 35 years. So that's nothing at all. I mean, just she opens her mouth and it's Bart. So we all have these characters that have been part of us, in my case, for sometimes 40 years. Ninja Turtles is 40 years old this year. I was talking to Kevin
Yeah.
Eastman last month, and the comic book came out 40 years ago this month. Our show didn't start recording until 1987, so it's 37 years since our show premiered. But that's a long time to be attached to a project, a show that has become pretty much inarguably iconic.
Oh yeah.
I've
Oh yeah.
been
No question.
I've
Like,
been many places around the world. I don't care if I'm in Australia or South America or Dubai or Abu Dhabi or wherever. I can go places and I'll say, "Hey, about Ninja Turtles." Say, "I don't speak English," but you say, "Los Tortugas Ninjas." Oh, sí, cowabunga! It's amazing, and
did they I guess did they redub it in other countries, or did they just like play it with
both.
like subtitles, or
Both. Most of the time, from what I understand, in Europe, uh, it was our voices with English, I'm sorry, whatever, Scandinavian subtitles or Greek subtitles. In I think now there are a lot of bases, army bases in Europe and around the world, and often for soldiers, U.S. soldiers and their families, those cartoons, Looney Tunes, Simpsons, Pinky and the Brain, would have our voices. And interestingly, when I was in Abu Dhabi a couple of years ago, so many of those sweet folks told us that they learned how to speak English by watching Ninja Turtles, and our voices were in the show, and they would have Arabic subtitles. So it's a pretty cool thing to see how many people get so much joy out of this stuff.
That's wild. Do they ever like pick up like your accent because of that?
You know,
That's got to have happened, right?
yeah, or especially with characters that are the voices and the tones are different than mine. Obviously Yakko doesn't sound like me all the time. So it's interesting that people having still having an Arabic accent, saying "hello, Naris," or same thing with Pinky or Carl. I get people. I don't know what it is about Carl, but in the last couple of years, people freak out over Carl Weezer. I'm thrilled to death, but most of the folks who do are young, like 9, 10 to maybe 20. They love Carl Weezer. We finished doing that show 20 years ago. But that's kind of the magic of animation, isn't it? It lasts forever. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I think we all have a Carl inside
Yeah,
of us. I think Carl's very
yeah.
relatable, I
We
think.
all have a Carl. Sometimes we want to strangle him, but other times we dig him.
Exactly. Does it ever just like, I mean, obviously, like you love it and everyone, they love you doing it. Does it ever just like, because I've always wondered, like, if I was ever in that situation where, like, you've become the icon and influenced so many people's mind, how does that, like, how do you, like, compartmentalize that? How does that work?
Well, firstly, it sounds hackneyed, but it's true. I live my life in utter gratitude. And shame on me if I didn't, Cody. I mean, honest to God, why would I live my life otherwise? I, I'm profoundly fortunate. I have made a wonderful living doing, as I mentioned earlier, essentially what used to get me in a little trouble in high school with people whom I choose to have at my home. We've all been to each other's weddings, kids' birthday parties, graduation, parents' funerals, counseled each other through divorces. I mean, I've known these people for 35, 40 years. I've known Tress McNeil, Dot, Crazy Cat Lady, Principal Skinner's mother, Mom on Futurama, Daisy Duck. I mean, come on. I've known Tress since she was a cocktail waitress in Marina Del Rey in 1979. And now she is the most prolific voice actress in the history of Hollywood. So to grow up with those people, then I get another crack at Turtles. I get another crack at Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, all of which turn out great. And then I get to go around the world meeting people like you and your audience, and all they tell me is how much they love this work. And then I go home utterly exhausted back to Los Angeles from saying, thank you. Are you kidding me? No one gets to do this but a very select few, Cody. And I'm very, very cognizant of how fortunate I am. So, and to be able to still be relevant and work in an impossibly competitive business for 40 plus years. I'm as busy now as I've ever been. And it won't last forever. There will come a time in which I won't be able to handle all this travel. But right now, I'm in a really good spot. I'm old enough to have a legacy of work that has been really well received by many people, engenders nostalgic reactions and ultimately just joyful responses, sometimes tearfully joyful responses, but I'm young enough to still handle all this travel. And so I can't not do this, but you're talking to a lottery winner, Cody, and I know it. And as I said, it's only because of you and your audience that I'm in this position. So I have
Yeah, I
nothing
mean, hopefully
not
for
to.
as many years as you want to keep doing it, you get
Me
to do
too.
it because I think we all love it. How often are you on the road these days? Is it
Oh,
just like constantly?
constantly. Last weekend I was in, as I said, Colorado and Wyoming. This weekend will be Iowa, Illinois. Next weekend, North Carolina and Virginia. The following weekend, I think I'm in Florida and New York. Uh, I've got all my dates are on, as I said, robpaulsenvoice.com, but also you can go to animaniacsinconcert.com and that'll tell you see clips from the show and all that stuff. But yeah, we've got from now until the end of April, I have 20 more concerts,
Ooh,
all out of, most of which are out of state, and probably 10, 8, 8 or 10 conventions. So yeah, I'm on the road a lot, but
hey, you're living like the rock star life. You're
well,
getting like a bit of everything.
not it's not quite. We don't have a private jet, but I'm telling you what, it is nobody's forcing me to do it. No complaints here. I get really tired, but nobody shoves a gun in your mouth to be an actor. And if you cultivated anything resembling to success, then I can choose to stay home and play golf, but that's not my vibe. I want to work and soak up as much of this joy as I can and give as much of it back as I can. This is a two-way street. And there are nice folks who are watching now, and all I have to do is say, Nerf, and most of them are laughing. It's
Yeah, you've been blowing everyone's minds for
it's
sure.
phenomenal. And I uh, I can't get enough of it. So as they say, I'll sleep when I'm dead. No big deal.
There you go. Hopefully we learn the secret of like immortality and we just keep you forever.
Well, that would be great. I mean, my hero for a long time has been Dick Van Dyke, and he's 97. He's old enough to be my dad, but man,
That's crazy.
he's kicking around. I live in the Malibu area, and so does Mr. Van Dyke. And I remember a couple of years ago, somebody posted a video of him at Starbucks in Malibu on Pacific Coast Highway, and somebody asked him with the camera going, Mr. Van Dyke, do you still know? And he said, "Do you mean supercalifragilistic?" Unbelievable. He's 95 and he nailed it. Everybody was flipped out. I mean, he's my childhood. So if Dick Van Dyke can still rock and roll at 97 and they just did a special on CBS because of him. It's doable. And it's not just me, all of us. Frank Welker, who you guys would know as everybody, Megatron, and been the voice of Freddy on Scooby Doo since 1969. Frank is my golf buddy, 10 years older than I. He and Peter Cullen go, who's Optimus Prime, they go all over the world doing conventions, and the Transformer folks lose their minds. And these guys are in their 80s. So it never stops, man. And it's a lovely way to move through life. And I, as I say, I cannot thank you all enough for this incredible opportunity you continue to give me. It's a privilege.
No, this is awesome. I think I've seen you on live before. Do you do TikTok lives regularly?
I've only done one TikTok live. It was about a week ago, and it was fantastic. I had a ball. But I am on TikTok. I'm at Rob Paulsen 311, ROBPAULSEN 311. I don't quite know TikTok as well as I should, but when I come up on your feed, my like my even though my TikTok account is Rob Paulsen 311, I guess my screen name is Yakko Pinky. So
Yeah, like you can change that I think if you really wanted to,
is that
but
right?
yeah, like you could like update it, but
Okay, well maybe I will, but I used that for Twitter when I first joined Twitter a million years ago. So
mm,
I've kept
they
that.
lock you in. Yeah.
Yeah. But if people want to check out my TikTok page, it's Rob Paulsen, all one word, lowercase, Paulsen 311. That's my birthday. Rob Paulsen, voice actor on Facebook, and Rob underscore Paulsen on Instagram. So, yeah, check me out. And thanks again for the time, buddy. I really appreciate it. And cowabunga, baby.
Yeah, man, you've made my whole day, my whole life. I know it's been a whole joy of everybody in the chat listening to you. Like you've blown our minds. So thank you so much. This has been fantastic. Definitely the best
Thank you for
work
the
lunch hour I've ever had.
great. Glad I could help. You take care of yourself. And thanks again, folks.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Okay, buddy. Bye bye.
Dang. That's wild. What a wild time to be alive. I think I can disconnect you, I think, if you want. Take care. Nuts. That's nuts, y'all. I don't know what to say. How's it going? That's wild. That's why TikTok is cool. He's a cool dude. He's the coolest dude in America. Coolest dude in the world. What are you gonna do? This is why I tell people to go on TikTok. Like, there's not a lot of like places where you can like meet your heroes, and like, how fucking cool is that? That's the coolest guy ever. I don't even know what to say. I'm just gonna sit here with y'all and hang out. I did. I did Ninja Turtle Power Hour. It's wild because like we've been like watching like the cartoons with like the Power Hour and whatnot. Unreal. Unreal. I mean, I'm the world's worst interviewer, but so it's all Rob who's the cool one. So you should post this live to YouTube. I definitely will. Like you can't you can't and just don't listen to my interview skills. Because there's some folks he's just cool. He's cool. It's the power, you know what it is? It's the power of Playmates and their action figure line. Look. This is the second most mind-blowing thing. Playmates. It's the power of Playmates, the power of Raphael. Freaking A, dudes. Freaking A, dudes and dudettes. That's wild. I'm just gonna be riding this high for the rest of my life, I think. But yeah. What a good day. What a good day. I mean, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I know you fucking did. Team and T is a cool community, I'll tell you what. Like, and it's no thanks to Rob Paulsen. No, he was just talking. You don't deserve the magic of his presence, pardon, because you're not caught up to One Piece. He actually told me privately he only he only does camera if everybody in the chat has read One Piece, so you ruined it for everyone, pardon. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You should feel you should feel bad. My God. Yeah. Hello, Charlie fan. I probably should stop and go to work. Though I do definitely have a job where you can like phone it in really well. Which I would recommend everyone get. Like if you can't be Rob and doing the greatest work in the world, at least get like a crappy job that you can just phone it in. But yeah, dang folks. Yeah, I probably should get back to work. Thank you so much for joining me. Y'all make awesome stuff like that possible. I mean, I know you're all following Rob, but if you're not for some weird reason, go follow him. The show with my goldfish brain, Fright Crew. Fright Crew, can I chat? Where's the chat? Comment. Is his show, his new show is Fright Crew. God. Like so. Spelled that way. Fright Crew. I have it on Hulu season 1, but like when my Google TV it pulled up like Peacock 2. So multiple ways. And then he said he's doing like Animaniacs Live, which I wasn't aware was a thing. So if he's in your neck of the woods, definitely go see him, meet him, tell him Cody sent you, and he'll be like, who the hell is that? But yeah, folks, thanks for joining me so much. I love you all for making cool, crazy stuff possible. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you later. And so will Raph. But yeah, take care, everybody. Love you. Bye. I'm trying to click my phone with my mouse because that's the thing. Bye.